Hi, Prabhu here. Today we will see about how to model a complex shapes in Maya 2017 part 15. Stay tuned. Before that, if you won't subscribe to this YouTube channel, click on this red color subscribe button to subscribe this YouTube channel. We post weekly 3 videos about Maya 2017, Arnold, modeling, texturing and lighting. So if you won't subscribe, click this red color subscribe button and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay, in this video we made for our subscriber request. He sent me this reference image to model this complex cylinder of table fan. So the real complex is here. These holes are not in flat surface, it's in beveled region. So I will try 2 to 3 methods, it's all fail. Finally I got a solution. Okay, let's open Maya. Go to create panel, polygon primitives, disable the interactive creation. That means when we click on polycylinder, it will automatically create it in center of grid. Press R and give scale XYZ to 6 and press E and rotate X to -90 and go to polycylinder inputs. So this is really important. Give subdivision axis to 36. So it's really important. Give subdivision axis to 36. Right click and choose edge mode. Double click on this edge. Shift right click and choose bevel edge and give fraction amount to 0.2 and give segments to 6. Right click and choose object mode and right click and choose vertex mode. Select this front vertex and press W and move little bit in Z. Right click and choose object mode. Add one more edge loop over here very close to this one and also here, and add 2 or 3 supported edge in mid. Right click and choose object mode and press 3 in keyboard to smooth our object. So this is our reference object. I want to add this object into display layer. When the object selected, go to edit, delete by type and choose history. So our input history will be gone. After that, select this object and click on this create new layer. So that means our selected object will be automatically add to this layer. So you will check this visibility. So I want to rename my object. Double click on this layer and rename this as and reference cylinder. Reference underscore cylinder. So don't use space in Maya. So I will use an underscore between 2 text. So when you give space in Maya, it won't accept. See here. So I will give underscore between 2 text and click save. So that means it will be renamed. Okay. Next we need to create an whole area. So using polypipe, go to polygons, polygon primitives and click on polypipe. It will automatically create it in center of grid. I want to move in Z and press E, rotate X to 90. Go to shading and choose wireframe on shader. That means you're able to see wireframe without any selection. When the polypipe selected, I want to give subdivision axis to 8 and give thickness to 0.2 or 0.3. It's enough. Right click and choose face mode. Select this back face and press delete in keyboard. Right click and choose object mode. When the object selected, go to modify and choose center pivot and press R and scale in mid to scale our object. I want to snap my object exactly in center. Press W, hold X in keyboard. So V in keyboard. V means vertex snaps. So hold V in keyboard and click on this little circle and click and drag. So it automatically snap to our vertex point, so I want to snap exactly in center, and press R and scale really small, and press W, I want to move in Y. So I want to go my move tool settings, I want to change my axis orientation to hold. So I will close my tool settings, so I want to move in Y, and press R and scale down. Right click and choose face mode, so I want to delete my back face. Right click and choose edge mode, select this edge and shift select this edge, shift right click and choose extrude edge and press W, I want to move in Y. Right click and choose object mode and go to modify and choose freeze transformation. So I want to change my object pivot exactly into this corner. Hold D plus V in keyboard. So D means you able to move our pivot, V means vertex snaps. Hold D plus V and click on this little circle and click and drag, so it automatically snap to our vertex point. So I want to snap exactly to this object corner, and press Ctrl D to duplicate and give scale Y to -1. So that means you got an opposite side. Select this both object, shift right click and choose combine. Now right click and choose vertex mode, select all the vertex in center and shift right click and choose merge vertex and choose merge vertices. Right click and choose object mode. I need to add 2 or 3 edge loop in centers, so shift right click and choose insert edge loop option box. Here I need to choose multiple edge loop and give number of edge loop to 3 and close the tool settings. So I will add 3 over here, here, here and also here. Now press W and right click and choose object mode. So I want to scale little bit down, press R and scale down. So like this. I want to move in Y. I want to take another duplicate over here, press Ctrl D and move in Y. So this is for our this hole. So this is for our top region. So I will select this one. I will use it after we complete this one. So I will select this object and click on this layer. So that means our object will be add to this layer. I double click on this layer. I want to rename as center underscore holes. So center underscore holes and click save. So it will be renamed. So now I hide this layer. Click on this visibility to off to hide this layer. So now I want to move in Y and press E and rotate in X, and also I will scale a little bit in X, and I will change my scale pivot in object direction. When the object selected, double click on the scale tool and change the axis orientation to object and close the settings. So that means you will able to scale on object direction. So like this, and press E and rotate a little bit like this. So it will be perfect. So I want to move a little bit in Y and move a little bit in Z. So select this object and go to modify and choose make live and select this object and go to mesh and choose confirm. When you select on this one, it will automatically lie on our live object. So see here, so it will be perfect. So I need to adjust something over here. Right click and choose vertex. So this is little too far over here, so I will select this one and slide a little bit like this, and select this one and slide a little bit like this. So I will select this one, I will slide over here, select this one. So you need to maintain an even distance between each and every edge. So like this. Now Now right click and choose Object Mode. So click on outside and go to modify and choose make node live. So it will release from our live object. Okay, it's perfectly live on our reference cylinder. So we need to make multiple duplicates. So in this case I will count this holes. It has 36 copies. 36 holes. So that means we need to calculate using calculator. So example 360 degrees of circle and divide 32 copies. So that means 360 degrees divide 36 copies. That means we need to give an 10 degree rotation for our Z axis. When the object selected, go to front view and press W. We need to change our object pivot exactly in center of the cylinder. Hold D key and V key in keyboard, D plus V in keyboard. Use middle mouse button and click and drag on this yellow circle. Hold D and V and click middle mouse, click and drag on this yellow circle. We need to change our object pivot exactly in this reference cylinder. So when the object selected, go to modify and choose freeze transformation. When you click on freeze transformation, our all transformation will be reset. Now press Ctrl D to duplicate and give rotate Z to 10 degrees. So and click on this rotate Z again. So after give 10 degrees and press enter, select this rotate Z again and use shift D to repeat the step until you reach the center part. So I will reach my center part over here. So I will stop because I bridge this together and take multiple duplicates again. Go to perspective. So now I hide my reference cylinder for now. So now we have duplicates over here. So select all these things and shift right click and choose combine. Select all this object, shift right click and choose combine. Now we need to bridge this together. So right click and choose edge mode. Select this edge and shift double click on this edge up to here. So select this edge and shift double click on this edge. Do same thing over here. Select this edge and shift double click on this edge. Shift right click and choose bridge option box and choose division to 1 and choose linear path and click bridge. So do same thing over here. Okay, I complete my bridging process. So remember, after you bridge these two gaps between each and every holes, you only need 2 more edges over here. So it's really important. So we complete our bridging process. Now right click and choose object mode. Go to front view. So I didn't want this face over here. So right click and choose face mode. So I will select this face exactly from center and press delete. So do same thing over here. So I will select this face and press delete. You need to delete the face below the grid. Right click and choose object mode and press W. Now I need to change my pivot exactly in center of grid. When the object selected, hold D plus X in keyboard. So and use middle mouse button and click and drag. So that means our object pivot will be changed to our grid points. You need to snap exactly in center of grid. Now when the object selected, press Ctrl D to duplicate and give scale X to -1. So that means you got an opposite side. Select this both objects, shift right click and choose combine. So now you need to merge this center part. Right click and choose vertex. So drag and select the center vertex and shift right click and choose merge vertex and choose merge vertices. Now right click and choose object mode we need to duplicate again on opposite side. Hold D and X in keyboard, use middle mouse button and click and drag, and change my object pivot exactly in center of grid. Press Ctrl D to duplicate and give scale Y to -1. So now select this both object, shift right click and choose combine. Right click and choose vertex mode. I need to select the center vertex over here. Shift right click and choose merge vertex and choose merge vertices. Do same thing over here. Select the center vertex and choose merge vertex and choose merge vertices. Now right click and choose object mode. Go to perspective and press 5 in keyboard. So go to shading and disable my wireframe on shader. That means you got over here. Select this object and press 3 and check it will be perfect or not. So it will be perfectly we made. Press 1 in keyboard. So finally we made this holes over here. So now I double click on this edge, and turn on this reference cylinder. So double click on this edge, shift right click and choose extrude edge and press W. I want to move in Z like this. So do same thing over here. Double click on this edge, shift right click and choose extrude edge and press R and scale in mid. Now right click and choose object mode. So I will hide my reference cylinder. So now we need to make something. So see here we have an even distance edge, but here we have an closest distance edge. So that means we will select this 3 vertex and choose merge vertex and choose merge vertex to center. Select this 3 vertex and choose merge vertex to center. So after that, here we have a triangle. So I will select this edge, shift right click and choose delete edge. That means you got 1, 2, 3 and 4 edges, all quads. You need to do on all other edges. So I will select this one and choose merge vertex to center. Select this edge and delete edge. So you need to do on all other sides. So I will speed up my work. Okay, finally we got an center part and choose merge vertex to center and delete the edge. So I will do same thing on all other sides. So see here. So I will do on all sides. Now we need to make same thing on this region. So select this 3 vertex and choose merge vertex to center. Right click and choose edge mode. Select this edge, shift right click and choose delete edge. 3 vertex and choose merge vertex to center. Select this edge and delete edge. So I will speed up my work. You need to do on all sides. So this is really take lot of time because we cannot able to select this center face because there is no connection. So we will do it manually. So it's really important. You need to do it each and every edges choose merge vertex to center and merge vertices and select this edge and choose delete edge. So I will speed up my work. You need to do on all sides. So I will come back again. Okay, finally we merge this last vertex and select this edge, shift right click and choose delete edge. So now I finished on my all sides over here. So now you able to see our each and every edge has even distance. Now right click and choose object mode. So now press 3 in keyboard, it will be nice and perfect. So select this object and press 1 in keyboard. So now we need to make this holes. Okay, now we need to make holes for our center. So turn on the center holes and select this object. I want to reduce my division, so I will select this edge, shift select this other edges. So except center, you need to delete all other edges. Shift right click and choose delete edge. You have only this center vertex over here, and also I will select this vertex and press W. I want to move in Y and select this one and move in Y. And right click and choose object mode, press R and scale a little bit like this, because when we compare to this hole, this is really small, so I will reduce the distance. So like this and also like this. Right click and choose object mode. In the object selected, go to modify center pivot. Now turn on the reference cylinder. So go to shading and choose wireframe on shader. So it's really important. I want to change my object exactly in center. When the object selected, hold V in keyboard. V means vertex snap. Hold V and use middle mouse button and click and drag on this yellow circle to exactly our reference cylinder center. Now press E and rotate Z to 90 degrees. Now press W. I want to move in X. So you need to see the distance between two gaps. So I will move a little bit closer. Now we need to take multiple duplicates. So this is have only 18 divisions. This is 36 division. This is 18 division. So that means you need to use a calculator. So 360 divide 18 equal to 20 degrees. You need to rotate. So go to front view. I need to change my object pivot exactly in center. Hold D plus X in keyboard. So D means you will able to move our pivot. X means it will automatically snap to our grid points. Hold D plus X in keyboard and move in X. So that means our pivot will be changed exactly in center of grid. When the object selected, go to modify and choose freeze transformation to freeze our transformation value. Now give rotate Z to 20 degrees. Before that we need to duplicate this one. When the object selected, press Ctrl D to duplicate and you rotate Z to 20 and press enter, and after you pressing enter, select this rotate Z again and use shift D to take on multiple duplicates until you reach an center point over here. So now we have an half circle. Go to perspective. I need to hide my reference cylinder. So now you need to select all this duplicated object and shift right click and choose combine. So click on isolate select. Click on isolate select. So I will re-isolate this one. So now we need to bridge this gaps. So as we did for here. So select this edge and shift double click on this edge. Select this edge and shift double click on this edge. Shift right click and choose bridge. Here you need to add an linear path and choose division to 3. It's really important. Give only 3 division and click bridge. You need to do on all other sides. So select this edge and shift double click on this edge. Select this edge and shift double click on this edge. Shift right click and choose bridge. You must have only 3 divisions. So do same thing on all other side. I will speed up my work. Okay, so now we complete over here. So after you complete bridging process, you will remember, so we have only 2 more edges between this bridge gaps. So it's really important. Now go to front view, right click and choose face mode. So select the top face over here and press delete in keyboard. Now right click and choose object mode and press W. I want to change my object pivot in exactly in center of grid. Hold D plus X in keyboard and move in Y. So it will automatically snap to our grid points. You need to snap exactly in center. When the object selected, press Ctrl D to duplicate and use scale Y to -1. So that means you got an opposite side. Select this both objects, shift right click and choose combine. Right click and choose vertex mode. So select the center vertex and choose merge vertices. Do same thing over here. Merge vertices. Right click and choose object mode. So now double click on this edge, shift right click and choose extrude edge and press R and scale in mid. So do same thing over here. Double click on this edge, shift right click and choose extrude edge and press R and scale little bit big. So now see here we have an closest edge. So we need to merge like and top. So that means we will delete this half face again, because I will do on one direction and mirror it on opposite side. So I will select this face on opposite side and delete. Do same thing over here. Select this face and exactly from center and delete. Now right click and choose vertex mode. So select this 3 vertex and choose merge vertex to center and select this mid edge and shift right click and choose delete edge. Now you have an even number of edges. So you need to do on all other sides. Merge vertex to center, select this edge and choose delete edge. Select this 3 vertex and choose merge vertex to center. Delete this edge. Okay, finally I delete this edge. So now we finished on all other sides. Right click and choose object mode and press W. Check your pivot will be exactly in center or not. When the object selected, press Ctrl D to duplicate and give scale X to -1 and select this both objects, shift right click and choose combine. Right click and choose vertex mode. Select this all center vertex and choose merge vertices. Now right click and choose object mode and press W. So see here our object pivot will be changed. So you need to keep our object pivot exactly in center. hold D plus X in keyboard and move in Y. So it will automatically snap to our grid points. You need to snap exactly in center. In the object selected, press Ctrl D again and use scale Y to -1. Select this both object, shift right click and choose combine. Now right click and choose vertex mode and select the center vertex over here and choose merge vertices and choose merge vertices. So do same thing over here, select all the center vertex and choose merge vertices. So see here we have an closest edge. So I will select this 3 edge and choose merge vertex to center and select this edge and choose delete edge and select this 3 vertex and choose merge vertex to center and delete this edge. So do same thing on here, select this 3 and choose merge vertex to center and delete those edge. Select this vertex and choose merge vertex to center and delete those edge. Now right click and choose object mode and go to perspective. So press 5 in keyboard, press 3 in keyboard when the object selected to smooth our object. So now it's nice and clean, and press 1 in keyboard to unsmooth our object. Now select this object and shift select this object, shift right click and choose combine. Now right click and choose edge mode, double click on this edge and shift double click on this edge, shift right click and choose bridge option box. Here I need to have only one division and choose linear path and choose bridge. So now it's bridge perfect. Now right click and choose object mode. So now we need to add an extra detail over here. So see here, I will zoom in a little bit. Here we have an extra details. So we will use an polish cylinder for that one. So create an polish cylinder and press E and rotate X to 90. So see here, it will automatically create it in center of grid. Press W and move in Z. So when you count down this edge, you got an 72 divisions. So that means I will select this cylinder and give subdivision access to 72. It's really important. So now right click and choose face mode. So sorry, I will undo that, and also I need to give an cap segments to 2. Now right click and choose face mode and select this back face and press delete in keyboard. Right click and choose object mode. When the object selected, go to modify and choose center pivot. Now I rehide my reference cylinder. So hold V in keyboard. So V means vertex snap. So click on this little yellow circle and use middle mouse button and click and drag to snap to our reference cylinder, and press R and scale a little bit big. So you need to compare our reference image. So it's enough. Now double click on this edge and press R and scale like this. Now right click and choose object mode. So select this both object. So I will hide my reference cylinder. So select this both object, shift right click and choose combine. Double click on this edge and shift double click on this edge, shift right click and choose bridge option box and give linear path and division to 1 and bridge. So now right click and choose vertex mode, select this center vertex. When the vertex selected, press Ctrl F11 in keyboard. So that means our vertex will be converted as a face. Shift right click and choose extrude face. You need to extrude in Z and press R and scale a little bit in mid. Shift right click and choose extrude face and press R and scale like this. Shift right click and choose extrude face and press W. I want to move in Z and press R and scale in mid. Now you need to double click on this edge and shift double click on this edge. Shift double click on this edge and shift double click on this edge. Shift right click and choose bevel edge and use segments to 2. Right click and choose object mode. So now we got an perfect object. Now double click on this edge So turn on our reference cylinder, shift right click and choose extrude edge and press W. I want to move a little bit like this and press R and scale in Z to make it straight. Shift right click and choose extrude edge and press W. I want to move in Z a little bit like this. Now right click and choose object mode. So now you need to create another cylinder. So create a cylinder, it automatically created in center of grid. Press E and see here I will hide my reference cylinder. That means you able to see our cylinder. Press E and rotate X to -90. Sorry, -90. And you definitely want to give subdivision axis to 72. So when you count this edge, you got an 72 division. So I will give subdivision axis to 72. Now turn on my reference cylinder. Go to top view and press 4 in keyboard. That means you're able to see our wireframe mode. You need to scale our object until you contacting our reference object. So I will scale down. So like this. And press W. I want to move a little bit like this. Now press R and scale in Z and press W. I want to move over here. So this is really important because we need to make hole on top region. So you need to make an hole. So I hide my reference cylinder again. So now you got an object over like this. Press 5 in keyboard to see our shaded mode. When the object selected, click on isolate select. So right click and choose vertex mode. Select this vertex and press Ctrl F11. So that means our vertex will be converted as a face and press delete in keyboard. So select this vertex and press Ctrl F11 in keyboard and press delete to skip those skip those face. Now re-isolate this one. I will double click on this edge and move a little bit like this. So now we need to make hole on this surface. Okay, now we need to make hole on this object. Go to top view and press 4 in keyboard. Go to create panel, NURBS primitives, disable the interactive creation. That means when we click on NURBS circle, it will automatically create a center of grid. Press Z over here. You need to make hole on here and press R and scale big until it contacting this edge. So exactly from center you need to keep an 3 edge. So see here in center 1, 2, 3 edge you need to scale and contact this object over here and press W. I want to move a little bit in Z. So now go to perspective. I want to move in Y and press 5 in keyboard. So see here. Now go to top view. Now we use multicut tool to cut the shape. When the object selected, shift right click and choose multicut tool. You need to cut from here. So exactly in center. So here, 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 here. You need to add exactly from center. Here, 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 and end up exactly in center. If you have right click and choose to end up the shape, right click and choose vertex mode. If you have any problems, use vertex mode to adjust the shape. So like this. Now go to perspective. So we doesn't need the circle anymore. So right click and choose object mode. Select this NURBS circle and press delete in keyboard. So here we have some problems. So here we need to add one more cut using multi-cut tool. You need to cut from here, you need to end up here and right click. Do same thing on all other sides. Like this. Now right click and choose vertex mode. Select this vertex, go to modeling toolkit and choose transform constraint to edge slide. So that means when you click and drag on this vertex, so it automatically travel to this edge. So you need to adjust until it got an perfect round shape. You need to do on all other side. When edge slide on, so you need to slide like this until you got an exact round shape. So select this vertex, you need to go on this edge and also this edge. So select this vertex, move on here and also in this edge to make exactly in center. So now we got an perfect round shape. Right click and choose face mode. Select all this face over here. Shift right click and choose extrude face and give offset amount to 0.1 and right click and choose face mode again. When the face selected, press delete in keyboard. So now you got an perfect hole over here, but here we have lot of hexagons and also triangle. We need to avoid that one. Before that, you need to turn off the edge constraint. So it's really important. After you complete this one, you need to turn off this edge constraint. So now when the object selected, use and insert edge loop option box. So I will reset my tool. Here you need to add 5 divisions. So add one division over here, 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 here and also here. So 5 divisions. So now here we have an hexagon. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 edge. To avoid this one, use multi-cut tool to connect this edge exactly here. So now we have all quads. So also here you need to connect here to here, here to here and here to here. So now here we have an triangle. To avoid this one, you need to connect here to here, not to the center. You need to connect exactly center over here and right click on here and click on here and right click. Now you able to see we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 face. So all quads, 1, 2, 3 and 4 face, all quads. Here also we have 1, 2, 3, 4 face, 4 edge. So that means all quads. So do same thing on opposite side. Use multi-cut tool to connect here, connect here and also here. Connect this one to here, this one to here. So this one you need to connect not from center, you need to connect over here, also here. So that means you got all quads. So now our model is nice and clean. So now we need to add another support edge very close to here and also here to avoid distortion. So now when the object selected, select this both object, shift right click and choose combine. Double click on this edge and shift double click on this edge, shift right click and choose bridge option box. I didn't want any division, so I will give division to 0 and click bridge. Now right click and choose object mode. Now right click and choose vertex mode, select this vertex and press W. I will move a little bit further. So now I will compare my reference image. Here we have some thickness. So I will double click on this edge, shift right click and choose extrude edge. I need to extrude in Z like this and shift right click and choose extrude edge again. I need to extrude like this. Now double click on this corner edge, shift double click on this corner edge, shift right click and choose bevel edge and view segments to 2. Right click and choose object mode, add 2 or 3 support edge over here to avoid distortion. So now right click and choose object mode. So go to shading and turn off the wireframe on shader. So now we need to add thickness to this object. Add one more close edge loop over here. So now right click and choose object mode. When the object selected, go to edit, delete by type and choose history. And shift right click. When the object selected, shift right click and choose extrude. You need to extrude little bit in Z. So I will give very tiny bit, move little bit in Z like this. And so now you got some thickness, and press G again to repeat extrude. You need to extrude again. So that means you got like this. Now right click and choose object mode. When the object selected, press 3 in keyboard to smooth our object. So now you got a perfect shape as we seen in our reference image. So with perfect hole, with perfect topology. I hope you like it. If you like this video, give thumbs up button. If you have any suggestion about this video, please comment below this comment box. Thank you for sharing this image. It's really helpful to all learn this complex shape. So I hope you like it. I see you on next project. Click subscribe button to subscribe our YouTube channel. We always need your support to create high quality content further. So please subscribe. Click here to also watch the tutorial of how to model a complex shape in Maya 2017 part 14.